Trump called her his favorite European leader. She was the only one at his inauguration. She just said no to his war. March 11th, 2026. Rome, the Italian Senate. Giorgia Meloni, the most powerful right-wing leader in Europe. The woman Donald Trump called a fantastic leader who has taken Europe by storm. The only European leader who attended Trump's inauguration, stood before Italy's parliament, and delivered the speech that Washington did not expect. She said, "We are not at war, and we do not want to enter a war." Irangov. She called the US-Israeli strikes part of an evident crisis of international law and the collapse of a shared world order. Jefferson Public Radio, Trump's closest European friend, just said no. Today, I am breaking down every word of Meloni's historic Senate speech. What she said, what she meant, why she said it now, what it means for NATO, and what happens next. Let's go. To understand why this is shocking, you need to understand who Giorgia Meloni is. Meloni is widely known for her warm ties with Trump. She was the only European leader at Trump's January 2025 inauguration, and after their White House meeting in April 2025, Trump called her a fantastic leader who had taken Europe by storm. IdeaStream Public Media. This is not Macron, who has always challenged America. This is not Sanchez, the Spanish socialist. This is not some anti-American European leftist. This is Trump's person, his ideological ally, his European champion. And she is the one standing up in Parliament and saying, Italy will not go to war with Iran. When Meloni says no, it is not anti-Americanism. It is a warning, from a friend, that this war is going in a dangerous direction. Let me give you Meloni's exact words, because every phrase matters. Speaking before the Senate, Meloni said the world is facing one of the most complex international crises of recent years. She argued that the global order is experiencing a deep structural crisis, and that unilateral military interventions are increasingly taking place outside the boundaries of international law. WHCP Radio. Outside the boundaries of international law. She is saying, directly, that America and Israel acted illegally. Referring to the US-Israeli operation, she said it was an intervention in which Italy does not take part and does not intend to take part. Irangov. Does not take part. Does not intend to take part. Both present and future tense. Not a temporary position. Not subject to review. Italy, under Meloni, is out. Meloni told lawmakers the expanding conflict is part of a broader crisis of international law. NPR. This is not diplomatic language. This is a sitting prime minister, Trump's ally, calling his war illegal. And then Meloni did something that very few Western leaders have done. Meloni strongly condemned the attack on a girls' primary school in the southern Iranian city of Manab. She said, "While military actions by the United States and Israel aim to neutralize Iran's war capabilities, we must ensure that the safety of civilians, especially children, is protected." WHCP Radio. A strike on a girls' school. 170 people killed, most of them children. Meloni condemned what she called a massacre of little girls at a school in Manab in southern Iran, calling for an investigation into a strike that killed at least 170 people, most of them children. IdeaStream Public Media. 170 children. An Italian prime minister, a Trump ally, calling for an investigation into an American or Israeli strike. That takes courage. That takes principle. Whatever side you are on, 170 children are dead. And Meloni is the only Western leader who stood up, in a parliament, and said, this must be investigated. Now, here's the nuance that the Twitter post gets wrong. Meloni said no to fighting, but she did not abandon her allies. Meloni indicated that Rome is preparing to provide defensive assistance, including air defense support, to Gulf partners facing Iranian strikes. KPBS defensive, not offensive. She said Rome had also sent a naval unit to Cyprus to support a European partner whose territory was struck from Iran, calling it a necessary act of European solidarity. CNN. She said, "This is not only because they are friendly nations, but above all because tens of thousands of Italians live in the region, and around 2,000 Italian troops are deployed there, people we want and must protect." KPBS. 25,000 Italian citizens evacuated, 2,000 Italian troops in the Gulf. Meloni is not abandoning America. She is drawing a line between defense, which she supports, and offense, which she refuses. That distinction matters enormously, and it is the most politically sophisticated position of any Western leader so far. And Meloni is not alone. Italy has become the latest EU nation to oppose the US-Israeli military campaign against Iran, joining the Netherlands, France, and Spain. Jefferson Public Radio count them. Spain, refused bases. Trump threatened trade war. France, refused participation. Netherlands, refused participation. Italy, refused participation. 4 major NATO allies, all saying the same thing: no. Trump's Iran campaign has exacerbated the US-EU rift. IdeaStream Public Media. The US-EU rift. The alliance that rebuilt Europe after World War II. The alliance that defeated the Soviet Union. The alliance that secured the Western world for 75 years. Is experiencing its worst internal division since the Iraq War. And this time, it is not just France. It is Trump's own allies. Italy, Spain, breaking ranks, publicly, in parliament. This is NATO's worst crisis, and it is happening right now. Let me bring this home. Giorgia Meloni, Trump's favorite European, his inauguration guest, his ideological partner, just stood in Italy's Senate and said words that will echo through history. We are not at war, and we do not want to enter a war. Irangov, an evident crisis of international law and the collapse of a shared world order. Jefferson Public Radio. She condemned the deaths of 170 children. She refused to send Italian soldiers to fight. She joined Spain, France, and the Netherlands. And she did it, while still being Trump's ally, while still sending defensive support to the Gulf, while still protecting Italian citizens. That is leadership. Not blind loyalty, not blind opposition, but principled, courageous, honest leadership. From a woman who told her friend, the President of the United States, "I will not send Italian sons and daughters to die in your war." And she said it out loud, in Parliament, on the record, for the world to hear. Whatever you think of Meloni's politics, that is how an ally speaks truth to power. Tell me in the comments, was Meloni right to say no? Is this NATO breaking apart? Or is Europe being cowardly? Smash that like button. Subscribe. This story keeps developing. Share with someone who thinks all of Europe is with America on Iran. I will see you in the next one. God bless the children of Manab. God bless the 2,000 Italian troops in the Gulf. And God bless every leader with the courage to speak the truth.